Alright guys, welcome back to another video. It's an exciting time right now. As of a couple days ago, a lot of us have finally gotten our hands on the Nintendo Switch 2. I've been making a variety of videos for you guys on the hardware and all the different accessories that I've gotten, like the Pro Controller, the official carrying case, the micro SD cards, and all that stuff that we've been talking about so far. And I still have a bunch of videos left to make for you guys, Mario Kart game and my overall review instead of my just first impressions on the console and everything. But in this video, I wanted to talk about my top 10 favorite games and games that I recommend you play first on the Nintendo Switch. This could be exclusive games, this could be games that have the best updates that they've gotten for free, or just best updates in general that have released so far. This is like my top 10 best launch titles to basically play on the Switch. So really excited to dive into this with you guys and showcase this game, all these games to you guys, because even though there's not a lot of exclusive stuff at the beginning to play, there's still a lot of stuff to go back to that have gotten significant upgrades that make the game sometimes feel brand new and fresh. So let's go ahead and get into the video.
Gaming tech, eating brekkie is the gaming tech. Going for a brekkie is the gaming tech. Gaming tech is the gaming tech. Gaming techie.
Alright guys, so the first one on the list here coming in at number 10 is Welcome Tour. Yes, Welcome Tour did make the list because I still think, even though it should have been a pack-in and it should have been free, I think there's a lot of creativity here and a lot of uniqueness to something like this that we haven't seen before. I think for $10, I'm fine with it. I still would have liked to see it included like everyone else is saying, but I still think it's something that you should experience on the Switch just to see that Nintendo charm. You know, they seeing some of the stuff is really cool, even if it's like an expanded manual. It's some of the mini games are fun to play. Some of the things that you're doing are pretty cool, and just seeing how they did all the Switch related stuff in here is a pretty cool experience in my opinion, and comes in at number 10. The next one here coming in at number 9 is Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. This is one of the games that got a good amount of updates, and this game has always been fantastic. So if you've never played this game before or never finished it, this is a great time to go back to it because they added better textures and better resolution, so the game looks outstanding, way better than it did on the Switch 1. Obviously, you got 60 FPS now, so the frame rate is locked, and you got HDR support as well. And they even added game share, so you can do game share where that's where you take one Switch locally and you can share the game to 3 other people around that don't own the copies of the game, and all 4 of you can play together. So a lot of features added to this one, to an already amazing game that if you've never played, you definitely owe it to yourself to check it out on the Switch too. That is Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, coming in at number 9. The next one on this list coming in at number 7 is ARMS. And I know this game never got a lot of attention when it came out. This is a Nintendo, made property that was kind of unique. I love this game. I played so much of it on the Switch 1, and as soon as I heard that they actually updated it, I was super happy to get an updated version of this. They improved the textures, they improved the resolution, 60 FPS, and added HDR support, exactly what you would want in a free update when it comes to these games, especially with the textures being improved and stuff like that. It looks like a much better version of the game. And if you guys have not played this game for a while and you have it in your back catalog, take it out, because this game was always super fun to me. It's so unique, and I had a blast playing this online against people, unlocking all the different titles and stuff like that that you can get, and I can't wait to jump back into this. It has been a while since I played this, so now I have an excuse of a better looking version to jump back in for a while. ARMS coming in at number 7. The next one here coming in at number 6 is Super Mario Odyssey. This is one of my favorite games on the original Switch that it came out, and I was super happy to see that it was one of the other games that got upgraded. I never 100% completed this game. I did get pretty far, but now I'm definitely going to go back and 100% complete it because I have another excuse. This is another game that got 60 FPS, got a higher resolution image, better textures, and game share for up to 2 people, where you and Cappy can play together using game share and stuff like that. So I'm super happy that this got better looking textures and higher resolution and 60 FPS. So I can't wait to play this and get further along than I did. Obviously, your saves transfer over, so I'm excited to pick back off where I left, because this game has always been amazing, and now it looks even better than it did before. This is one of my favorite 3D Mario games ever made, and I can't wait, like the rest of us, to get Odyssey 2 at some point. But for now, this one comes in at number 6. The next one here coming in at number 5 is Cyberpunk, the Ultimate Edition for the Switch 2. So this is going to be a fantastic way for those of you guys who have not played this game. Cyberpunk has come a long way from when it first launched, when it had all those issues over these last few years. And now here on the Switch, you're getting the ultimate version of the game. Yes, it runs at 30 FPS, but you got to realize what Cyberpunk is. This is still a benchmark game that a lot of us on PC use to see how good our PC is actually running. So the fact that they got this full game and it's actually on the cart, and it's not like a game key card and they have it all on there because they use a 64 gigabyte card for us, They even included some stickers in the original packaging, which is awesome. You know, Cyberpunk kind of did everything right with this release. And, you know, for the fact that it runs at 30 FPS, but it's this big of a game and, like, you know, the graphics are really good for what the Switch 2 can do is really awesome for the people who have no other way to play this game on PC or anything like that. It's awesome to have a good portable version of this. The Ultimate Edition includes all the DLC like Phantom Liberty. Fantastic. Cyberpunk at number 5. The next one on this list coming in at number 4 is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. This is a game that came out on the original Switch, and I did play for it for a couple of hours, but, you know, it didn't run that great, and it always had a lot of issues and stuff, so I took a step back from it and actually never went back to it. So this is going to be like a brand new game for me. This is going to be one of the ones I play first on the console, besides this one and one of the other ones on this list I'll be switching through a lot. This one has 60 FPS now, runs a lot better, has higher resolution and higher texture, so the game looks fantastic. If you've never played it before, it's definitely a perfect time. The next one on this list coming in at number 3 is both Zelda games that got Nintendo Switch editions of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. You do need to pay $9.99 for these upgrades, unlike most of the ones I just talked about on this list that were all free upgrades. This one here, you know, you do have to pay $9.99 for it if you own the original game, but these upgrades are really, really good, especially if you've never finished Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom or never played it before. You have 4K, better textures, better resolution, HDR support, 60 FPS. They added a new application called Zelda Notes, which is a lot better than a lot of people first initially thought, where not only does it give you like map directions and stuff to find different things, but it actually like gears you towards and gives you more lore and story while you're playing through with these voice memos and stuff, which I actually think is super cool and a great companion to play the game through if you've never played through it before. Really, really fantastic game. This is another one that I'm looking forward to. I did finish Breath of the Wild, so I won't be going back to that one, but I will be going back to finish Tears of the Kingdom here, and I can't wait to do that using the new app companion, and it runs so much better and so much smoother as you guys are looking at here. It's like a brand new game almost with how much better it looks and how much better it runs at this point. So if you have not played these or you haven't finished them, definitely urge you to get back in there. Zelda Breath of the Wild plus Tears of the Kingdom comes in at number 3. The next one on this list coming in at number 2 is Fast Fusion. This is a Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive that just released. If you guys are remembering this game, this is definitely reminiscent of the one that they released back when the Switch 1 released, and they're back here again for the Switch 2, and they did a fantastic job. I did a full video on this game already talking about my first impressions and stuff. Great variety of tracks, great resolution, great fact that there's options to, you know, change the graphical settings depending on if you're on handheld mode or on TV, HDR support, 4K support. Fantastic stuff. Split screen support for up to 4 players. Game share that you can do with up to 2 players as well, so you can play with other players, which is fantastic. And it's just a great game. If you guys are fans of like Wipeout and stuff like that, this is that game for you. They always do a great job showcasing what the hardware can do right at launch with their games, just like they did for the Switch 1, and they did the same thing here. There's obviously not a lot of exclusives right now on the Switch 2, this being one of the 3, so great game coming in at number 2. And the number 1 game here is not going to come as a surprise to anybody. This is Mario Kart World, the game that most of us are picking up a Switch 2 for. I've been having a blast playing through this game. I have not created a video. I'll have one up early next week with my impressions and gameplay of this game, but man, does this game look gorgeous. You can tell that this was built for the ground up for the Switch 2, and you know, it looks amazing. It plays great, 60 FPS. Loving the tracks that I'm playing through some of these games, and the open free roam stuff that they have going on is still something I need to explore more of. You know, the Grand Prix, but nothing is as good as that knockout tour mode. It's so much fun playing that knockout tour, having that competitive nature, trying to be one of the 24 players now, since you're playing with up to 24 players on a track unlike before. I can't wait to see how this game expands in the future with future, you know, additions and DLC when that stuff happens, because you know it's going to. There's 32 tracks in the game right now, a bunch of different unlockables for characters, stickers, and carts and stuff like that. But I can't wait to see, you know, what's more, because there is only there's 32 tracks in the game, but technically a lot more if you count all the ones that are in the open world that you're kind of traveling to between this, with it being an open world kind of game. So I can't wait to see what that means for the future of DLC. What I would like to personally see is more leading into their other IP. A lot of the tracks in this game, or basically all of them, are heavily based on like Mario themed stuff. I want them to lean into IP and give us like a Splatoon track, and give us like, you know, all these other different tracks based on their other property that, you know, they could lean into. That would be freaking awesome. But what's here already is awesome. I can't wait to dive more deeper into a full gameplay review and impressions later. But this is easily the number 1 game that a lot of us are playing. Mario Kart World comes in at number 1. All right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that video on my top 10 best launch games that I recommend you guys play on the Nintendo Switch 2. If you guys have different ones that maybe didn't make this list, go ahead and leave those comments down below. I can't wait to see the future of all the games that come to this thing, like the new Donkey Kong next month, and then we got Mario Party coming next month as well towards the end of it with the new Switch 2 edition, which I'm really excited about because I love Mario Party and they're adding a bunch of stuff to it. So a lot of stuff to look forward to. You got, Metroid Prime 2 coming out. So many good stuff coming, and I can't wait, and we're all taking this journey together. If you guys have any questions, as always, leave it down below. If not, thank you guys for watching. Until next time.